It's a curse. It's a curse. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your next comic has 3 names, and I like that. It's something, it's got a nice, unique buzz to it. Ladies and gentlemen, do a round of applause to Michael Allen. Ledoux? I knew that was testing you.
It's Michael Allen Ledoux. Ledoux is added recently because I found another Michael Allen comedian on the West Coast, so I didn't want to get confused. I go by Michael Allen, although my first name is Michael, my middle name is Allen. I now hyphenate them and I tell you my name is Michael Allen. Because if I told you my name was Michael, too many of you would just use the first syllable. That's what I'm holding in my hand, that's not my name. See, some people are okay with that. Some people don't like to be called the first syllable of their name. My friend Astrid hates it. Her cousin Consuela? Don't even try it. Oh my God. So, I'm on tour doing open mics all over New England right now. I just came here from Springfield, so I have a 2-hour drive back. But I'm really excited to be here. I did Boston recently. I did Mohegan Sun last month. I have 2 shows coming up in Springfield, and I'm going out in that area next month, on the 1st and the 14th. So what about me? Let's see. I was homeless for a while, but now I'm retired, so I'm home more. I've been married for 21 years. Usually that gets an applause, so I'll wait. We've been together 28, only been allowed to be married 21 legally. You know why, right? Because he's black? Yeah. So I spent 10 years in the mental hospital. I worked in the mental hospital for 10 years. Yeah. Before that, I was in a real institution, though, the kind you live in, 24/7. They make you wear a helmet, feed you gruel. They call it the United States Army. Hey! Oh, goodness. That's right. Before I was very young, I had some crazy exes. Yeah, I'll tell you that before. Okay, so, I mean really crazy. One wound up in a mental institution while we were dating. One came back and stole everything I owned while we were dating. I mean, all of my exes were really attractive. Only one was really well hung. While we were dating, though. That was not suicide. My new tour. See, I left my 9 to 5, and I'm only doing comedy. But before I left my 9 to 5, well, I got in some trouble anyway. I left my notice at a big corporate meeting with everybody there, and I said I wanted to do OnlyFans instead. And they didn't like that, so I tried to explain, no, my OnlyFans is just Uncle Michael's dirty balls. And they misunderstood again. It was really a retail thing, I'm just reselling balls, you know, used golf balls and basketballs and stuff. But anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, the tour. See, I hated everyone I worked with, you know, and I really burnt out. I couldn't stand any of them. So my tour was going to be Burning Bridges tour, and I was going to invite everybody I used to work with front and center. The Phil Collins song, you know, in the air tonight, and get all that ready. And after I was gone for a few weeks, I realized I don't give a fuck about any of them enough to even give them any energy. So politics has taken over my life, and now I'm MAGA, so I have to say my tour is a MAGA tour. I see all the faces. Is Michael Allen goofing around? I'm taking back the red hat, I'm taking back MAGA and my flag, they can't have it. So whenever you see MAGA, it's Michael Allen goofing around. Now I did have a few notes for things I heard earlier. Somebody was talking about a happy wife. You don't need that. Happy house, happy spouse, happy house. So there's no wife in my house, I'm very happy. So we were talking about dating rules, I think that was you too. Okay. Dating rule, would it be okay ever for a man to date his best friend? I don't think so, because they call that bestiality.
Shit.
I have been in so many rooms lately that are not as diverse as this. I have been in rooms where they're all white and they're very uncomfortable. And I did make a note that I don't know why I wrote this down. It's not even a joke. But I'd rather be the only white person in the room than in a room with only white people. What a difference. Central Park. She's not here anymore, is she? Central Park? Oh, well. I guess you didn't recognize me. I was that second guy in the business. She was talking about BDE. What's better than BDE? BD?
Yeah.
BD? Did he? Did he? Yes, of course he did. No, I'm upset about Diddy's oil because everybody was down on him about the oil. And I did the investigation and it's not even true. None of that oil was real. It was imitation baby oil. No babies were used to make any of that. Anybody remember when Lance Armstrong was locked up and all those protesters went and gathered around? A lot of you might not have heard of it because the mass media wasn't there. It was just the freelancers.
The freelancers.
Hobbies. I've noticed in the United States a lot of people when they retire they like birding. And for the purposes of this joke, I was recently in Europe, but I wasn't. And I noticed that they have different hobbies when they retire. Like, well, for one thing, birding in England is something very different because they call them women birds, so that's a different kind of birding, right? And then in Italy, they don't have birding at all, they have cats on them. Do you think a bucket of dead fetuses would be a good gag gift? Okay, because I know it would make me gag. Everybody know who Jane Lynch is? Really good actress? Jane Lynch? And she does some game shows. She's a great actress. She has no black friends at all. They just can't get past the name. Alright, I'm just going to end here and let you know that I was an altar boy in the 1970s in central Massachusetts, so I'm still dealing with that trauma of having been ignored by so many fathers that gave me daddy issues. All I have for time. Thanks.
All right. Mr. LeDuc, thank you so much, you guys. Now, as far as tour guiding goes, did you say something about tour guiding? I'm just making sure. So I'm a tour guide here in Salem. You got people coming from all over the place.